You think you know what a home looks like. Four walls, a roof, a door that creaks just like every other. You've seen them all, haven't you? Ordinary silhouettes standing in rows, like quiet soldiers of tradition. Familiar, predictable, safe. But what if a home could feel like something else entirely? Like a frame from an old black and white film, frozen in time, shadows stretching across steel, silence folding around you like an old coat. And then, suddenly, color. One bold, unapologetic color that slices through the gray like a secret you weren't supposed to find. A whisper that says, "This is not like the others." This is monochrome pop, a world where minimalism doesn't mean muted, where black, white, and gray become the quiet stage, and a single color steps into the spotlight. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because it's a simple way to show your love for these incredible designs. It's not just design, it's a conversation between restraint and rebellion, between silence and the loudest voice in the room. In the next few minutes, we'll step inside the story, a story built from steel and shadow, a story where discipline holds its breath just long enough for freedom to shout. This is not just a Barndominium. This is a manifesto. And as you watch, ask yourself, what would your color be? If the world gave you a monochrome canvas, what would you dare to paint? Why do we crave simplicity in a world drowning in noise? Maybe it's instinct. Maybe it's survival. When everything feels loud, traffic, screens, headlines screaming in every color, we search for a place that whispers. Minimalism was born from that longing, to clear the clutter, to make space for breath, for thought, for calm. Look back and you'll see its roots stretching across time. Japanese design, pure lines, honest textures, emptiness treated as elegance. Bauhaus, where form bowed to function, and nothing existed without reason. Then came modern brutalism, raw concrete, steel, and shadow. Buildings stripped of ornament, demanding presence through simplicity. Minimalism gave us order. It gave us silence. But humans, we are not silent creatures. We crave clarity, yes, but we also crave expression. And that's where the story changes. Imagine this canvas of quiet, black, white, shades of gray, and then suddenly a single color. Not accidental, not polite, bold, unapologetic. It doesn't just enter the room, it takes the room. A crimson door that feels like fire in the snow. A cobalt blue chair that hums like a secret melody in the dark. This is not minimalism as you knew it. This is its evolution, a design language that understands restraint, but flirts with rebellion. Monochrome pop was born not from the need to erase color, but to honor it, to give it meaning, to make it speak louder because everything else is silent. We share new content regularly to help you create spaces you love, so don't forget to subscribe. And in that silence, when the color appears, it's not just design, it's a heartbeat. From the outside, it's a whisper, a silhouette that doesn't beg for attention, but earns it in silence. Steel lines stretch like ink strokes against the horizon. Matte black siding swallows the sunlight, leaving shadows to play their quiet games across concrete walls. Every edge is deliberate. Every angle feels like a pause between breaths. This is not chaos. This is not decoration. This is intention, built into every surface. You walk closer and the details unfold like secrets. The walls aren't screaming with textures. They're murmuring with strength. Corrugated metal for durability, softened by smooth planes of blackened timber. A barn-style silhouette, but stripped of nostalgia, sharpened for the modern age. And above it all, a roof of dark steel, bold, unwavering, catching the sky like a blade of midnight. Light is not forgotten. Massive windows cut through the dark shell, pulling the outside in. They're not just openings. They're frames, framing the world beyond, painting seasons across your living room. Because even in monochrome, life finds a way to move. If you found this video inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support means to me, and it helps keep the design ideas coming your way. And then, there it is, the break in the silence, the bold interruption, a single color, crimson, standing at the heart of restraint, a door that feels alive. It doesn't just belong here, it dares to exist here. Not just paint, but personality breaking through the quiet discipline of black and white. It's a rebellion disguised as a welcome. Monochrome pop on the outside isn't about being cold or sterile. It's about balance, strength in steel, softness in shadows, drama in color. A home that doesn't shout from the street, but hums, low and steady, until you lean in close enough to hear its story. Step inside, and the monochrome universe unfolds. The world outside was quiet, but this is silence made beautiful. The living room greets you first. Black leather stretched smooth across low, modern sofas. Concrete floors cool beneath your feet, their gray tone carrying a calm weight. White walls rise clean and unbroken, a canvas of clarity. And then, like a sudden pulse, there it is, a cobalt blue art piece, vibrant, electric. It hangs on the wall like a heartbeat in stillness. It doesn't shout, it hums, steady and undeniable. In this quiet world, blue is the truth you can't ignore. Move into the kitchen, and the story sharpens. Cabinets in crisp, pure white, a whisper of order, rest against counters as black as midnight. Every line seamless, every surface intentional. Then the details. Brass fixtures glowing like secrets in the dark. Tiny sparks of warmth against the cool discipline of monochrome. Here, minimalism doesn't erase character. It magnifies it. The absence of clutter makes every choice matter. The bedroom softens the tone, gray textiles layered like soft sighs, warm light spilling across the room in amber threads. Everything feels hushed, almost meditative, until your eyes catch it. A single chair, bold and green, lounging in the corner like a rebellion in velvet. It doesn't just sit there, it owns its place. A reminder that even in serenity, there's room for audacity. This is the essence of monochrome pop. It creates mental clarity, like walking through a thought stripped of noise. Yet it leaves a space for you, for your color, your personality, your voice. Because in this house, silence is an emptiness. It's the frame that makes the color unforgettable. Monochrome pop isn't just design. It's not a trend, not a trick for the eye. It's something deeper, a quiet philosophy, dressed in steel and shadow. It's restraint meeting freedom. It's the discipline of minimalism holding hands with the wild heart of individuality. A life where calmness is the background, and your color, your soul, shines unapologetically. Why does this matter? Because we are creatures of paradox. We crave simplicity in a world of chaos. We long for spaces that quiet the noise, that let us breathe without being pulled in every direction. That's why minimalism spoke to us. It promised order, clarity, peace. But peace alone is not enough. Humans don't just survive on silence. We survive on expression. We need one thing in the room to say, "This is me." If you love this type of look, hit that subscribe button to help us create more videos. And let us know in the comments what you'd love to see in future videos. And that is what makes monochrome pop so powerful. The black and white give you stillness. The single color gives you identity. A home becomes a mirror, not of excess, but of essence. Picture this. Morning light spilling into a black and white kitchen. The world outside is rushing, but here, time moves slow. You reach for your coffee, and there it is, a red mug. Not just a mug, but your ritual of joy. A tiny rebellion against monotony. A color so alive, it feels like your heartbeat made tangible. That's the psychology at play. Your mind anchored by simplicity, your spirit freed by that one deliberate splash. Because in the end, monochrome pop isn't about color at all. It's about what color represents. You, your story, your voice, whispering in a room where everything else knows how to listen. But what if the color wasn't yours? What if you walked into a world of gray that didn't belong to you? And there, in the middle of all that calm, was someone else's secret shade of green? Suddenly, this perfect canvas, this masterpiece of restraint, feels unfamiliar. Because color isn't neutral. Color carries stories, memories, identities. That's the risk of bold choices. They are beautiful. They are powerful. But they are also personal. A crimson door may feel like passion to one person and confrontation to another. A cobalt chair may hum like music to you, but to someone else, it may be noise. A home like this doesn't just shelter you, it speaks for you. And sometimes it speaks louder than you think. Monochrome pop is not for those afraid to claim a voice, because in this design, every pop of color is a declaration, a confession even. You choose it, or it chooses you. And as the world keeps moving, design is evolving too. We're already seeing whispers of what's next. Monochrome giving way to layered neutrals, beige flirting with charcoal, ivory dancing with soft taupe. And the pops of color? They're multiplying. One daring shade becomes two, then three, carefully orchestrated, never chaotic. A world where restraint remains the melody, but color begins to play the harmony. So the question remains, if a home could speak, what would yours say? And would the color that defines